Hello again everyone, Edwin Learn back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Mercury in conjunct the Black Moon Lilith in a natal chart. Now some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects. In a natal chart, they're a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Mercury in conjunct the Black Moon Lilith in a natal chart, well, an adjustment, which is the inconjunct, may be needed between communication, which is Mercury, and what you have, that strong passion, which is the Black Moon Lilith force. So the thing is, there may one or the other may be overemphasized. It could be where you either may be dominated by communications with others, or to the expense of doing activities what you, as far as what you have that tremendous passion and desire for. Or it could be the other way around. You may be dominated by those activities in which you have that exorbitant passion and desire for it to the expense of your communications. So the key is to find the balance and equilibrium between the two. And the thing is, like, let's say if you have the Black Moon Lilith in Taurus as an example, those things that you have that tremendous passion and desire for may include art, music, creature comforts, generating income. It could be doing things you value, or something Taurus related. It could be doing something with geology, carpet laying, banking, finance, agriculture, architecture. It could be doing something, just enjoying peaceful settings, as some examples. And the thing about this aspect too is, as far as another way it could manifest, it could be, there may be too much or too little passion and desire, which is the Black Moon Lilith, just for thinking in general, which is Mercury. Now, it could just be about formulating ideas or plans or whatever it might be. If you have your Mercury in Aquarius as an example, it could indicate very ingenious, innovative thinking. There may be, the thinking may be tied in with an Aquarius, related interest or field, whether it could be astrology, astronomy, electronics, computers, innovation, meteorology, aviation, as some examples. And the thing too is, you may also, if you have, these, one of these, aspects. I'm not, sorry, not one of these aspects. If you have this aspect in a natal chart, Mercury in conjunct the Black Moon Lilith, there may be, certain, emotional, suffering and trauma, which is the Black Moon Lilith, may either intensely exacerbate any possible issues with the hands, the arms, nerves, lungs, breathing, even the brain, which is Mercury. But there may be instances where it just seems like there may not be much effect on them. If you have the Black Moon Lilith and Scorpio, say, there may have been some issues of suffering and trauma connected with manipulation or jealousy, or dealing with someone's vengeful or vindictive behavior. Maybe it's just lack of control or power, whether it could be one's life or their home life. I mean, if you have the Black Moon Lilith and Scorpio in the 4th house as an example, there may be issues of having some kind of power and control over the home life. And the thing too is, if you have another way Mercury in conjunct the Black Moon Lilith may be expressed in a natal chart, is that you may either go through spurts, frequently taking short journeys, which is Mercury, to those that have played a provocative role in your life, and which is the Black Moon Lilith. Then there may be times where you may just simply go stagnant in those activities. Now, let's say, so because when you have an inconjunct aspect, it can be very strong, distortion, vacillation of energy. It could be too much or too little emphasis on something. And the thing too, let's say, in this case, if the black moon, Lilith, say is in Pisces, those people that may play a provocative role in your life, one or more of those people may actually be a Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be, people that are very altruistic, compassionate, sacrificing, forgiving, idealistic, but at the same time maybe overly unrealistic, impressionable, and gullible. If you have, say, the black moon Lilith in the zodiac sign Cancer, one or more of those people may have a Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody the traits of the sign. It could be those that are very protective, introverted, dedicated, devoted, tenacious, people that are family oriented but may be very sensitive, emotional, moody, and temperamental as well, as some examples. And the key is again to find the balance in that energy, because you may go through spurts of taking a lot of trips to those that play a prominent role in your life, and then other times stagnant. Sometimes it's not, too much of one thing is no good, because it could be to the expense of other aspects or things in your life. So anyway, also too, Mercury in conjunct the BML in a natal chart may be expressed in vacillating between excessive thinking, and thinking as Mercury, about the negative manifestation, the dark side of the BML placement, and other times what I would consider being mentally oblivious to it, something where you're not even thinking about it, because what it could be, it's important, to have some thought on this naturally, because you want to be able to negate, the negative qualities of this energy. But at the same time, if you let it dominate, your thinking and what have you, it's just obviously that could be to your detriment, because it can cause a strong distraction and diversion in terms of doing things in your life in general. Now, going back to Taurus as an example, if the black moon also BML is in Taurus, that negative manifestation, that dark side, can be tied in with monetary matters. It may be something where a person may have made a lot of monetary promises, but was not able to follow through on them. In some cases, there may have been monetary crimes that the person had been involved in, and just wants to keep it suppressed and not reveal it to others. So this is where but in this example, it could be where the thinking may be dominated by these things, and it's just important to be careful where it doesn't get to a point where it distracts you from other things in your life. Now, another thing about this aspect is that it could manifest in either having tremendous passion, which is the BML, for communication, writing, manual dexterity, which is Mercury, or it may be or just hardly or no passion whatsoever, being completely not having any interest, being apathetic in those matters. Now, let's say if Mercury is in Aquarius as an example, those things tied in with communication, writing, manual dexterity. Well, the writing may be associated with science fiction or astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, as some examples. Manual dexterity may be tied in with working soldering, working on computers, electronics, wiring, working as an electrician, being able to show dexterity in those matters. And now another thing too is that you may either put much focus on analyzing and understanding, which is Mercury, in terms of embracing the higher level of the BML placement. And other times, again, you just may be simply apathetic to it. Now, if the black moon also is in Sagittarius, say, one may embrace the higher level of that placement by making contributions to publishing, advertising. It could be, doing something with sports or the outdoors. It may be simply, motivating others, bringing an expansive outlook to help others, attain their goals or what have you in their life. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.